And we've got Kim Crider again with Eileen Vidrine, who know each other well. They're going to have a fascinating conversation as well about data. I'm going to turn it back over to Major General Kim Crider. That was fantastic. Well done.
Thank you, David. No, that was a fabulous panel.
I'm not sure we have your sound, ma'am, but we're checking on your sound.
I am unmuted.
Okay, we've got you now.
Good. All right. Well, good. So thank you so much. That was a wonderful panel there. And now we're following up with another really terrific panel with my dear good friend, Eileen Vidrine. And we're going to talk about a little bit more on AI. I think we're going to pick up on data and AI and this AI revolution that we see going on. But first, let me start by introducing my good friend, Eileen. So Eileen Vidrine is a member of the Senior Executive Service and currently serves as the Department of Air Force Chief Data and Artificial Intelligence Officer at the Pentagon. She develops and implements strategies for enterprise data management, analytics, digital transformation, and responsible ethical artificial intelligence to optimize performance and drive innovation in and across all missions and operations. Ms. Vidrine just returned from her role following a one-year detail serving as the Senior Strategic Advisor for Data to the Federal Chief Information Officer, Office of Management and Budget, the Executive Office of the President. Eileen began her government career. I just want to touch on this for a minute. Such an interesting background, Eileen. Eileen began her government career in 1986 as an enlisted member of the U.S. Army and was commissioned in 1987 through the U.S. Army Officer Candidate School as a U.S. Army Transportation Officer. Later in her Army career, she was selected and integrated into the U.S. Army Acquisition Corps. She began her civilian career as a senior faculty member at the Joint Military Intelligence College and led the college's technology transformation as the first director for the Center of Educational Technology. Eileen, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Super excited to be here. The last conversation was awesome.
Yeah, thank you. It was. And we're going to pick up on some of those themes here. Let me circle back to what I said, Eileen. You just came back to the CDAO after working at the White House for a year. How has your return been back to the Department of the Air Force?
Well, I'm thrilled to be back. And to, I'll be honest, to have AI added to our portfolio, my team's portfolio, I think it's really the right time for that to be happening. But it's always an honor to serve and lead our airmen and guardians. So just that opportunity for that awesome responsibility, I'm super grateful about it. And we both know firsthand you can't do AI without great data. And so that partnership, putting that together, I think is really the right time for our mission, because successful AI is based on data prep, data quality. And I just recently had a colleague say that if you curate data, they will come, kind of a little field of dreams. And you and I both know that, we have this Department of the Air Force Data Innovation Lab. It started under your leadership. And as we go through all of these use cases, they can continually show that not all data sets are the same value. So if we curate the highest value data, it's going to support AI. It's really critical. But one of the things that I also think that is important to highlight today is that we're really trying to make data visible and accessible to every airman and guardian. So we just did a soft launch of what we call SMR, which is our streamlined metadata registration, and to get to visible, accessible data. And already in just the short launch that we've had, over 8,000 registered data sets and sources, stewards. And so we're really driving to what I'm going to say, available, accurate, and actionable data, not just to support AI, but it's really about the mission.
Absolutely. Well, that's great. That really leads to my next question. As you've come back, talk to us a little bit about what you're seeing from the Department of the Air Force perspective in terms of the mission needs for innovation across the Air Force and the Space Force? We know that at the department level, the department is responsible for both the United States Air Force and the United States Space Force. So what do you see as driving or accelerating innovation in those mission areas for both of those services? And how big a part of that need for innovation is AI? How is AI playing into the innovation needs of the Air Force and the Space Force?
Well, I think that innovation is part of every Airman and Guardian's core DNA. And we as leaders have to cultivate that throughout their entire career. And AI is front and center. And so it's whether it's bringing emerging technology and dual technology into the department on the Vault, which is for people out there, it's our self-service cloud-based data platform where any airman or guardian can bring their own tool. So we can bring today's technologies now safely and securely into the Department of the Air Force ecosystem. And it's bridging and bringing those new capabilities, not just for the department, but many of the times they're really the pilot to scale it beyond the Department of the Air Force to our other services in DoD. But there's also, I think, some really innovative capabilities going on specifically in the area of AI. So the first thing I would point to is our MIT AI Accelerator, where we have Airman and Guardian working side by side with some of our nation's top AI researchers in Cambridge, Massachusetts on campus at MIT. And it was with the MIT AI Accelerator, we launched our first datathon. We got a problem set from the commander in the field. It was a highly manual scheduling problem set, said there has to be a better way to do this. And partnering with AFWorks, our innovation cell in the Air Force, we did a datathon. And in 3 days, the winning solution had a 92% accuracy rate in their MVP. And that MVP is in production today, used by tens of thousands of airmen daily. I like to say hashtag built by Airman and Guardian because they get to be part of the solution, but we continue to scale that. And so today's datathons include academia and industry. I would encourage our listeners to go out to aia.mit.edu/challenges and join a challenge, be part of the solution, because we have about a dozen different challenges going on right now. The one that's wrapping up is what we call COG Pilot 2.0, which is all about optimizing data training, using data to train our pilots with, pulling data off the simulators and really having great efficiency in how we train our workforce. So, and what's awesome about it is there's always something that comes out that we never would have thought about if we didn't have this huge diversity of thought. I think the other couple of innovative things that I think that I'd like to highlight is we just launched what we're calling ADAX, which is our Autonomous Data AI Experimentation Proving Ground at Eglin Air Force Base. It's hosted by the 96th Test Wing, and it's really about taking that academic research and scaling it out to an operational perspective, and then codifying those emerging practices. So it's really the future of our autonomous and AI-driven capabilities moving forward. And the last thing I would there's so much going on, but I would probably like to highlight is that we can learn more about these coming. We have what we call our DAFDAF, our Department of the Air Force Data and Analysis AI Forum, coming up on the 21st or the 25th of April in Herndon, Virginia, where we're inviting industry and academe to come out and see the great work that's happening by our Airmen and Guardian, because it's going to be a really fascinating couple of days.
Oh, that's really exciting. Wow, what a plethora of really phenomenal initiatives underway. Eileen, I'm not surprised under your leadership in driving so many amazing things, and the team that you've pulled together, doing such a phenomenal job.
Well, data is a team sport, and I had a great leader to follow.
Oh, thank you. Let me just touch on one of the things that you said. You mentioned workforce. How do you see the department preparing for the future workforce needs in terms of growing knowledge, understanding, skill sets in AI and data?
Well, in the data field, everybody talks about building data pipelines, but we have to build data talent pipelines too. And so today, our cadets at the United States Air Force Academy can major in data science. And upon commissioning, these new lieutenants will go into all mission areas across our 2 services. In addition, we developed an intern program and pathways for recent college graduates to bring data science capabilities into our workforce. But it's not just about new talent, it's about investing and building data pipelines in our current workforce, taking great capability that's there and then scaling it out from tactical to operational perspectives. And so early in our journey, we established a partnership with the Air Force Institute of Technology. And today we have an online graduate in analytics certificate, as well as a master's program in data science. And that's open to our entire workforce, military, civilian, active guard, reserve. We also have made significant investments in digital university, which offers some industry premier online content, I like to say at the speed of mission. We have these hands-on experiences with the data challenges, but my colleagues in the CIO's office also have hackathons, bug bounties. Our next hackathon is next month at Herbert Air Force Base. Actually, it's later this month. It's the week of the 20th. And it's another great opportunity for industry and academe to be part of the solution as we move forward. I think one of the other programs that I think is critical in building the workforce as we move forward is our active participation in the Defense Futures Program. This allows our workforce to go out and through an 8-week fellowship, work with venture capital communities. And really, so when they come back after that 8-week fellowship, they're bringing back not just the latest tech trends, but also innovative commercial practices. So it's not about one, it's a multi-pronged approach to support a multi-generational workforce.
Wow. Again, so many things that are being laid in to get that workforce in place and to continue to build upon the current workforce that we have. Lots of innovation there for sure. So one last question for you, Eileen, as you look ahead in where you're trying to head and the things that you're dealing with now, what are some of the biggest hurdles that still have yet to be overcome for data and AI in national security?
Well, we just talked about workforce, and I think that there's definitely some trajectories way forward. I think that it's, if you offer your workforce great challenging work that has impact, that can help us retain the best talent. And that's why I think these datathons and hackathons help us identify our airmen and guardian that have these special skills so that we can take those skills that they've built in non-traditional ways and put them into opportunities in their career field to leverage them. When people do impactful work, that's going to help us keep the best capability in our department, but it's also being ready. So I like to focus on the successes, and I look at our partnerships with organizations like AFWorks, that innovation cell. How can we bring in great emerging tech, dual tech, quickly and efficiently? And we're doing a lot of that with the Vault platform, but it's also working with industry to help them be proactive, to think about what are the countermeasures when I adopt that I need to enact when I look at that dual tech or that emerging tech, so that I can get it into our environment faster. I like to say that it's about getting to yes. It's very easy to tell people, no, we don't do that. But I think that there's a lot of great capability out there that we should be using as springboards to go faster, to accelerate that change. And I think it's happening. I think that our biggest challenge is making sure that we're doing that outreach and engagement with our industry and academic colleagues so that we can leverage their great work too to help our country.
Outstanding. Well, Eileen, I have no doubt that as you continue to settle in, certainly you've jumped right back into the seat. You're full speed ahead and driving so many great initiatives in laying in all of the things that we need to scale data and AI across the department for both the Air Force and the Space Force. You are laying the foundation for building the workforce of the future and continuing to advance the skill sets and capacity and capabilities of the workforce of today. And you're focusing on those successes and building upon those. Certainly there are hurdles to address. Certainly there are challenges that we face. But I think if we continue to do them with a mind towards partnering, as you mentioned, partnering with industry, partnering with academia, programs like MIT Accelerator, we just had Captain Furtado joining us to help us think through how can we really advance this capability for maximum impact. We will continue to be successful. Thank you, Eileen, for coming back into the department. We missed you. Thank you for your leadership, and we look forward to all of the success ahead.
Well, thank you for including me today. I like to say data and AI are team sports, and we need everybody on the team.
Absolutely. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, ladies. That was fantastic. Appreciate you both. It's great seeing you, Eileen. Thank you for your wisdom and your insights. Kim, as always, thank you. We put you to work today, 3 different back-to-back programs. So we'll let you rest now. Thank you so much, and we'll talk with you soon.
All right.